So welcome to this lovely venue. I must admit, I've walked around this building many times and yet to set foot, so it seems to be a lovely venue we've got for the day. So welcome along. So this is, Builders TDI 12. It's now in its fourth year of operation. This is the first TDI event within 2020. There are going to be 2 more events that are scheduled for later this year, and those dates will be announced pretty soon. Obviously, with TDI and running events like this, it is a big part of this is through the sponsoring. How TDI manages to keep these such that local authority delegates can attend for free. So definitely like to give thanks to our sponsors. So on the platinum sponsor front today, we've got the guys from Travelline and also City Science. We've got Cordant as the gold sponsor today, and then the bronze sponsors are Elgin and also Grid. So please, if you don't know what any of those sponsors do, please do take the time to go and say hi to them, have a little chat, learn a little bit about what they do. Hopefully there might be some value to be gained. It is quite a small select group of people today, so hopefully networking opportunities should be abound. Please make best use of those, and we can all get something from this. So how's TDI got on since its inception? Looking at that map, pretty well. Across all of the various TDI events that have gone on now, we've had attendees from authorities covering 90% of the entire UK. So that's representation of just about 60 million residents, and from a complete and utter variety of transport authorities, combined authorities, unitaries, county councils, private sector, the whole range. Hopefully there are some fresh faces in the building today that have not been to one of these before. I certainly am one of those, so it's nice to set foot in one of these for the first time. Okay, in terms of how the day is structured today, broadly it's going to be split where we've got a range of presentations running through the morning, so I won't read them out. You've all got a running order in front of you on your tables there. So this morning there'll be a whole range of presentations. There will then be a panel session before we break for lunch. So depending on how we do for time with the different presentation slots, there may be an opportunity to ask questions at the end of each individual presentation. If there isn't, and I'll then try and keep us to time, just make a note of any questions, and when it comes to the panel session, there'll be some microphones that go around the room and plenty of opportunity to ask detailed questions and engage in a broad panel conversation at that side of things. After lunch, we're then going to go into what is billed as a speed dating session. I can see everybody looks wildly excited and raring to go for the speed dating session. I've taken place in a couple of those conferences around the world previously. They actually tend to work very nicely, where you'll have the opportunity to sit around tables with one of the sponsors at each of those, and an opportunity to hear a little bit about what that company does, engage in a detailed bit of conversation, and then keep moving around the room to make sure everybody gets a little bit of airtime. Okay, in terms then, just to make sure everybody is alive and awake, I mentioned there are a couple of events coming up for TDI this year, and I would like us to hazard a guess. So this is going to be the next location for the next TDI event. Who wants to prove to me, one, they're awake and listening and actually knows where that is? Wait, that didn't take long. And I would ask it for the next venue, but I suspect that might be taking the mick a little bit to offer that out as a question. So the next one will be in Cambridge with a focus on decarbonisation. That's going to be on the 17th of June this year, so pop that one in your diaries. Now, the really challenging question for you, and I won't even bother asking, is going to be the 14th one, which will be based in London, which is going to be at the DFT a little bit later on in the year. So finally, just to get myself off this platform, I'm going to endeavour not to do a great deal of talking today, if at all possible. If you would want to talk to any of the team today, they're here, so feel free to chat to David, Tom, Luciano, if you want to learn a little bit more. They're all standing at the back, waving, smiling, looking pretty. Yeah, they're going to be floating around for the day, so please take the chance to have a chat with them if you want to learn a little bit more about those upcoming events or just TDI in general. You will find you've got some feedback forms on your tables. It's really important for the TDI guys to get people's feedback. They can then put that into the hopper and think about how they go about organising the events in the future, trying to make sure everybody gets absolute best value out of them. So please take those feedback forms, keep a hold of them through the day. Before you disappear at the end of the day, write down your open, honest, candid feedback, leave them on the tables, and the guys will collect them and take account of those.